Hey everyone, this is Coach Jen, and I just wanted to take a minute to say that I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I'm going to try something a little bit different here to go over some of the plays that we're going to be using this year. Um, I'm super excited to get started, and we're going to have a couple plays for each scenario. The goal of this season, though, is to just really work on fundamental skills, getting you guys to play really good team basketball and preparing you for the winter season that'll be coming up in November and December. Um, we are going to have some tough competition. A couple of the teams that I've seen that have entered into the league will definitely give you guys the experience that is going to help you guys be ready for middle school ball. But I think it's good to kind of have a plan going in. So some of these plays may look familiar to you. I'm not quite sure of what you guys do in your homeschool programs, but I tried to go as basic as possible with some of our plays. They're kind of universal plays that can be used anywhere. And one of the things that I really try to do when naming our plays and going over them is really breaking them down for you. It's easier to do it in person, and that's what we're going to be focusing on a lot when we have practice. But it's also good to review them and go over them just so that you feel comfortable in the positions that you're going to be playing. Um, so I will get to know you guys a little bit better at practice to see which positions that we're going to have you in. We might flip-flop some of you guys depending on um, just where you feel the most comfortable, height, all those good things, or where I feel like they might actually have you play in middle school in terms of guard, forward, or point guard. So the first play that we're going to go over, I'm going to start by going over two of our inbounds plays. I might add a third one in here, but to start the season off, I just wanted to do two and kind of get used to running these two pretty automatically. So the first one's going to be UConn. So when you guys are thinking of your plays, the one thing that I found is easy is to take one of the letters in the word and kind of make it what the play is all about. So when we're running UConn, I want you to think of the U in UConn as up, okay? Because this simple play will be picking up and cutting to the ball underneath the basket. So the way that we're going to have this set up is so our point guard, whoever is our one that is in the game at that time, um, is going to be taking the ball out of bounds under the basket. So here we have our basket, our foul line. Okay, our 3-point line is here. You're going to hear me refer to certain areas in the court, which I do think it's important for you guys to know what those areas of the court are now, because as you get older, that's what your coaches are going to be referencing in games and at practice. So I have my guards, so my two and my three. These are typically my guard players. You guys are going to start down on the blocks. So the block is the little box here that is on either side of the basket. I would like my two to be in front of the ball, and my three on the opposite block here, caddy corner to the ball. So in this play, the first thing you're going to do is, okay, when number one yells go, two and three, you are going to pick up. Okay, again, UConn up. Um, Three, you're going to pick and screen for four. Two, you're going to pick and screen for five. So four and five, these are my bigs. Okay. The goal of this play is to get you under the basket, which is the easiest place that we can get our points for our centers and our forwards. So two and three, you're going to set a good hard screen up. Five and four, once you're going to wait for that screen, and I'm going to show you how to do this properly when we have practice. You're going to wait for that screen to come, and then you guys are going to cut to the blocks. So five, you're gonna cut to the ball side block. Four, you are going to cut to your block. I'm going to show you this real quick. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. I'll replay that again. So we're picking up and we're cutting to the ball. So the next part of the play is our first option for number one is to pass to five. Okay, so five is ball side. Five is typically our tallest girl. Okay, this should be an easy layup. However, number four is typically the one that's going to be open. Four, when you pick after you cut down, okay, a lot of times they will overload the right side with their defense. This guy is typically by himself. All right. So, one, you're going to be looking to pass to five or pass to four for those easy layups here. Once three and two, once you guys pick, okay, we can't rely on just four and five to get the ball. So, two, once you pick up, you are going to cut out here to the 3-point line so that number one has a safety net in case we can't get it down, get it in down here. Okay. And three, you're going to cut right to about the foul line in the middle to give number one another option in the event that these guys are not open. I will be very honest. Okay, so a lot of these teams will try to double team and trap, which is why number three, you are super important because everybody's going to be overloading that right side again because that's where the ball is. You are going to possibly be open. Okay, so you're going to be moving around in this area to try to get open to give one another option. Okay, so again, I'll play this again. We're going to pick up, and then we're going to pop out. Okay, real easy play that I think you guys will pick up on really quickly. Our second inbound play is going to be Iowa. So Iowa is another sim like I said, easy peasy. So in the O in Iowa, I want you to think of over. Okay, so our first play we did, we picked up. Now in this play, we are going to pick over. This is probably one of my favorite plays to run because it opens up a lot of opportunity for multiple scoring points. Okay. Even though it's simple, if it's done correctly, you can get a bucket on every time you run this play. Okay. So this time for Iowa, we're going to have our bigs under the basket. Okay, our center or our number five, you are going to be on the block right in front of number one. Okay, four, you're going to be on the opposite side block. And then we're going to have three is going to be over here and two. Honestly, when we run these plays, we do not have to have the exact position in these spots as long as bigs are on the bottom and guards are on the top. So I will never yell or correct you guys for setting up a certain way because again, if this play is run correctly, anybody can score off this play. Okay? So, ball side always picks over. Iowa over. Okay? So 5 is going to pick for 4. 3 is going to pick for 2. Okay. And then what's going to happen here is 2's going to like wait for that pick and then they're going to pop out over here. And 4's going to wait for that pick and they're going to cut right to that block there right in front of the ball to try to get an easy bucket. That's our first look. So I'll kind of show you. We'll do that again. So pick over and cut. Now, this is the most important part of the play. Okay? This is the second part. So after we've picked and cut, okay, 2 should be out here, 4 is under the basket, 3 is here. Okay? 3, you are actually going to cut to the middle. Again, you're that safety net. You are giving that extra option. But number 5, you're where I want the ball to possibly go. So a lot of the teams we will play are going to play man to man and they're going to switch. So when we pick, as we did here, okay, I'll play this again. We picked, okay, those guys are going to switch, which means five's man's going to pick up four, and then three's man's going to pick up two. Five, what you're going to do is once you pick, you are going to post that person up, whether it's your man, whether it's number four's man, or whatever. You're going to seal them, and I'm going to show you how to do this in practice. You're going to seal them and kind of push them out and back. This is almost always open, particularly when they switch on the picks because the defense is not paying attention. So, one, while you're looking for four, you might want to fake a pass to four and get it into five, but you also have three and two here as an option. So, again, we're going to pick over, cut, okay? We're going to seal, and number three, you're going to kind of pop into the middle. So again, it's harder to go over this on paper, but when we have practice, it's going to make a lot more sense to you guys.